Like Photoshop CS3 before it, Photoshop CS4 sports a revamped interface, and it's much improved. In my humble O, I've got a series of 5 images open currently, all of which come to us from photographer Alexandra Alexis of iStockPhoto.com. And I am presented with each of these images as a tabs. And I could switch between each one of these images by clicking on a tab, like so. So each of these tabs represents a different image that I have open inside of Photoshop. If you have too many images open to see them all, then you can go ahead and click on this double arrow icon and then choose the image that you want to switch to. You can also switch images from the keyboard by pressing Control-Tab to move forward through the list, or Control-Shift-Tab to move backward. On the Mac, we've got a new keyboard shortcut inside Photoshop. That's Command-Tilde to be in line with other Macintosh applications, and Command-Shift-Tilde to move back. You can also change the priority of your images if you want to. For example, let's say I want this image right here to be third in line. Then I would just grab its tab and drag it to a different location. You can even decide that you want to move one of these images out of the tabbed group. And you can do that just by dragging its tab and then releasing in an empty area like so. And notice, not only does this image appear in its own floating window, but you can even move that window in front of the panels if you want to, and across multiple monitors as well. So that window all of a sudden takes complete and total priority. Then to move it back into the tabbed group, just drag it and watch for that blue line, that blue horizontal line. That's going to tell you that you've moved it back into the group. This is all very well and good. I actually think it's very well and fantastic, but I can see a Macintosh user potentially having a problem with it, because what's happening right now is I'm covering up all of my background applications. I happen to be working under Windows, but if I were working on a Mac, it's possible that I'd be covering up all my background apps. If you want to be able to see background apps and click on them in order to switch to them, then you want to make sure to turn off the application frame. And to get to that function, you go up to the window menu, and you go down to this area right here. If you're working on the Mac, you'll see 2 extra commands. One's application bar, and I'll tell you about the application bar in a moment. The other's application frame. So if you want to see through to background applications, turn application frame off. If you don't, if you want to just be able to focus on Photoshop, then turn application frame on. I prefer to have it on, and then use Command-Tab on the Mac in order to switch between different applications. All right, now I'm going to go up to the application bar that I was just telling you about a moment ago. On the PC, the application bar and the menu bar are as one continuous bar. On the Mac, you're going to see them as separate bars. In either case, you're going to see this option right here, Arrange Documents. If I click on this icon, I'll bring up a window of different menu setups. I'm going to go ahead and choose this guy right here, 3 up, so that I can see 3 image windows side by side. Notice that they're all the same width right now, and they will remain the same width as well if I, for example, decide to get rid of my panels. These palettes, by the way, have been rechristened panels for what that's worth in Photoshop CS4. But palettes, panels, doesn't make any difference. If you want to get rid of the right side panels, then you press Shift-Tab. And notice when you do, you go ahead and expand all of the windows uniformly. It's really amazing. Now, let's say I want to be able to compare the photographs of the woman with the black makeup on. Then I'm going to go to this double arrow icon right there and choose We Are Petroleum. And I'm going to move her into this third position. So I have petroleum images inside each one of these windows. Now notice that I can't actually see the subject of my images. You know, I imagine, that you can press the spacebar to get the hand tool and just drag the image around. But if you press Shift and spacebar at the same time, you'll pan the images in all windows at once. Now, this keyboard shortcut actually worked inside of Photoshop CS3 as well. It's just that Shift spacebar dragging is fantastic now thanks to tabbed windows in Photoshop CS4. If at any time you decide you want to go back to a single tabbed window, just go back up to this Arrange Documents icon, click on it, and choose Consolidate All. And there you have it, the new tabbed window interface in Photoshop CS4.
Watch the entire course at lynda.com, where you'll find over 700 hours of Adobe training.